In this video we are going to talk about top 5 female MMA fighters of all time. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Cris Cyborg vs. Gina Carano headlined a Strikeforce event on Showtime in front of nearly 14,000 fans in San Jose, California, at the end of the previous decade, kicking off the evolution of women's mixed martial arts. When Ronda Rousey and Liz Carmouche participated in the first UFC women's fight in 2013, it erupted. Women's MMA has evolved exponentially over the last 10 years, from small promotions and novelty plays to being a core component of any UFC card. It took the aid of 3 larger-than-life figures to make it a success. Each of these 3 women forced people to pay attention to them because of their technique, athleticism, killer instinct, and superiority, which is why Cyborg, Amanda Nunes, and Ronda Rousey are the best female fighters of the decade. Just because you know where you're going doesn't mean you can't learn something along the way. And the journey we're about to embark on will take us to a place we like to refer to as history. Ronda Rousey is the greatest female MMA fighter of all time. She'll get another chance to hone the reputational blade this Saturday when she fights Holly Holm, a former boxing champion, at UFC 193 in Melbourne, Australia. Rousey is the best, but there are a slew of other elite female warriors to discover, both past and present. Since the sport is so young, it's relatively easy to see the skeletons of its construction, the founding stars, and the first champions. Both the old and new schools have produced excellent warriors, even before Rousey became a household name. These are the top 5 female MMA fighters of all time. They are ranked according to their records, achievements, overall position in the sport, skills, and average opponent power. Each slides division represents the weight class in which the fighter primarily competes or has competed. Before we have a tendency to begin, why don't you hit the subscribe button? And therefore the bell notification icon, thus you never miss any of our videos. Let's begin. 5. Megumi Fuji. Megumi Fuji is a warrior by nature. Regardless of money or celebrity, she seems to have found a way to incorporate this kind of thing into her life sooner or later. If you don't believe me, ask one of the nearly 7,000 black belts she holds in various martial arts, more than one of which has seen some notable Fuji moments in its own right, apart from MMA. After her second loss to a younger, stronger Jessica Aguilar, the submission grappling sorceress remained in the game long enough to make it to Bellator, where she won a few bouts at an advanced age before retiring in 2013 after her second loss to a younger, stronger Jessica Aguilar. She will, however, continue to exist for some time. Few fighters, male or female, have sparked the interest and dedication of hardcore MMA fans like the Megulix creator. 4. Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Anyone who has watched Joanna Jedrzejczyk fight knows why she is ranked number 4 with a bullet. At the age of 28, the reigning UFC strawweight champion has savaged every opponent she's faced, first in Poland and now in the UFC. She has a unique combination of strikes and clinch work that you don't see very often. She is a natural dancer. She possesses a knockout punch that belies her diminutive stature. She notices what's going on. She's a brawler. She's a thug. She has the potential to be one of the best fighters in the UFC right now. And she knows the psychology of sports, how to win fans and influence rivals with blunt talk laced with candor and a dash of humor. She may not have the same historical credentials as some of these other ladies, but that should change in the near future. Fans who tune into UFC 193 will have the opportunity to see her compete against Valerie Letourneau. If everything goes according to plan, a high-stakes rematch with Gadea should be on the cards. 3. Yuka Tsuji. Yuka Tsuji hasn't played in 3 years, and it's been many years since she was at her athletic height. Tsuji is a true pioneer, possibly the pioneer, of the women's game, having won an MMA title as the first lightweight champion in Japan's Smackgirl promotion, which later became the more familiar Jules organization. In the late 1990s, Tsuji, an international-level freestyle wrestler, successfully defended her Smackgirl title 5 times and later added the Valkyrie Promotions featherweight title to her resume. Oh, and you think Rousey is an expert in the armbar? Tsuji's 12 armbar wins are worth a shot. Rousey has 9. She didn't have to deal with the well-balanced warriors of today's world. But what she accomplished in her own time is more than enough to establish her as MMA royalty among women. 2. Cristiane Giustino. Now we've entered territory that everybody should be familiar with. Cristiane Giustino, a Muay Thai destroyer from Curitiba, Brazil, is the only warrior in the world right now who might, just might, be Rousey's equal. For the bulk of the decade, Cristiane Giustino, aka Cris Cyborg, was the most feared fighter in mixed martial arts. Not the most feared female fighter. The most feared fighter, period. Cyborg didn't just go unbeaten in 13 straight fights to begin the decade, she absolutely smashed her competition. In 13 victories over the past 10 years, she finished 11 by knockout or TKO. 6 of those stoppages came in the first round. No one could even touch Cyborg until Nunes was able to beat her by first-round knockout at UFC 232. Nunes, also the UFC Women's Bantamweight champion, has taken the mantle from Cyborg as best female fighter in the world. But for the bulk of the decade, that distinction belonged to Cyborg, outside Rousey's initial period of dominance in the UFC. Cyborg finished the previous decade with an extremely influential main event win over Gina Carano under the Strikeforce banner on August 15, 2009. She closed this one out with a bounce-back win over Felicia Spencer at UFC 240 in July. All told, Cyborg's record over the past 10 years was 13-1 with one no contest. That no contest stemmed from a failed drug test in 2011, but Cyborg calmed talks of performance-enhancing drug use by being in the UFC's stringent program run by the USADA. Since her first professional fight, she hasn't lost. She hasn't run a full marathon since her second. Her last 8 victories have all been by KO. Just Conan has made it through the first round in the last 2 years. Giustino's swarming, stalking stand-up is every bit as offensive as Rousey's and maybe even more so. If Rousey defeats Holm on Saturday, expect Cyborg rumors to resurface on the internet. It's just normal. The weight issue must be resolved in good faith, and this fight must take place, or Rousey's resume, and, to a lesser degree, the UFC itself, will forever be marred by one Cyborg-shaped crater. 1. Ronda Rousey. Ronda, get pumped. Let's have some fun. It's not every day that you come in first place in a slideshow. Take it all in, you're more than welcome. We all know why she's here, in all seriousness. No one wants a refresher course. It's not like MMA fans don't hear about her every 15 minutes. Only bear in mind that she's already improving. That's insane. It wasn't enough to be the first-round armbar lady. She's now knocking people down. Despite the experimentation, her last 4 fights have lasted a total of 2 minutes and 10 seconds, not an average, but a total. There are several more warriors who, like the ones on this list, deserve to be recognized. Many people have contributed to the development of this nascent and rapidly growing sport. Ronda, on the other hand, has never been bigger or stronger. That's not even near. Rousey demonstrated her determination even in her 2 losses, which came against excellent competition in Holm and Nunes. She was ready to face adversity head-on, and she was determined to win until the very end. Some may consider that a small consolation, but Rousey answered the query on her way out. She didn't give up at the first sign of difficulty. For someone who had reached the level of celebrity that she had, who had become so accustomed to immediate success, that's worth noting. Rousey didn't quit. She forced others to pry the torch from her. She did not give it away willingly. So that's it for today's video. What do you think of our list? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell before you go. Thanks for watching.